Good to see you. How you doing?
All right, mate. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
It's fucking it's pissing it down again out there. I'm glad we're not playing footy again, right?
I I think
Oh,
you and I can't speak for George and Billy, but I think we've been carrying an injury, a cold, an influenza injury since last
yeah,
week.
yeah. I
Brave
don't
men.
think I think I definitely got a little bit of something, but it wasn't too bad to be fair. It was all right. I think
Yeah.
you suffered mostly, didn't you?
Oh, a little bit. I think it's just that time of year as well, isn't it? So good to
Hmm.
be with you. We're into episode 5 now, and last time we had so much video content. We'll come to the teeth in a minute. We had so much video content that it was difficult to put everything in. So I think
Yeah,
from the get-go, apologies for that because it's just too much.
yeah.
It's
No,
just
I know.
it's just too much for the little what we're doing to cope with. But that's good. So
We
this
did
week
do
I'm
a
on.
lot of footage, didn't we? We did do a lot of footage,
So
and as you said, either myself or George pressed the slow mo button, which
it's
made it worse for you to deal with. And yeah, apologies for that, right?
all meant to be. It's all meant to be, and it'll all come out in the wash, so to speak. So I'm hoping, as a little bit of a half time, we're going to have some penalties, including a little bit of slow mo of Billy and George. So shout out to them. So that should be good. And I think I've put this on for a reason, Paul. I've put
Okay.
this top on for a reason to remind me to talk a little bit more about the music because we
Yeah.
we chose from the get go to call this "Sing When You're Winning" because we wanted
Yeah.
to attach a message of football and music. And
Yeah.
what's happened is, which has been good, no complaints at all. We got carried away. We're talking a lot about the football and not
Yeah.
not as much about the music. So we're going to kind of remedy that slightly today for our audience that are joining us. And
Yeah.
I think if you kick things off, if that's all right, because I'm seeing something lurking behind you
Yeah.
on the settee there, which looks pretty cool.
Yeah. It is cool. I love it. Just go back a little bit.
Amazing.
It's
Yeah, yeah.
it's my album cover, obviously, but it's with a QR code now. And if you press that, obviously, take a picture of that QR code, it takes you straight through to Little Oggy Music.
And I'll tell you what I'll make sure of, Paul, is I'll make sure there's an image in here to make that even clearer.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
we'll make sure that's kind of hanging in the middle between you and I somewhere.
Yeah,
Hey, good
I've got
man.
60 of them made as well. I'm going to Benidorm next week, aren't I? So
Yeah,
I'm going to go and do a load of karaoke,
yeah.
and in every bar, I'm going to slap one of them in.
Karaoke, karaoke. Get it
Karaoke,
right.
that's the one. Karaoke, bit of karaoke. but
It's copyrighted, my friend. You've got that. You own it.
but yeah, no, it's going to be good, Benidorm. I've not had a holiday since the last City away game, I think, in Champions League,
Yeah, yeah.
which was quite a while ago. But yeah, I'm looking forward to it. I'm going with a lad from City. He's another singer-songwriter, Jack, and yeah, he's doing things at the minute. I mean, he was gigging on Friday night for a charity event at the Salford Boys Club. You know the I don't know if
Oh,
you ever
Salford
heard.
lads. Me
Of,
and John are hoping to be there. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Fantastic.
yeah, so there's a charity do there, and he was singing on that.
Excellent.
But he's getting himself out there. I think he's more doing the gigging. I mean, it's all his own music. He writes it himself as well, which is good. That's
Lovely.
what you want. That's
Lovely.
what we want anyway. And but he hasn't produced it yet, like I have, in the format of a CD,
Got you.
and
Got you.
and obviously put it out there on the platforms.
Well, as he grows, the same for all of us, isn't it? Because I think, you and I have had a few conversations. We've got a special guest coming later, which is
Yeah.
artist named Portobello Blue and Liverpool fan from London area.
Has he got a Cockney twang as well, or is it?
Oh yeah. Oh yeah,
All
yeah,
right,
yeah.
okay.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. So it'll be proper. You'll be in a bit of a southern sandwich today. So that'll be so that'll be good fun. But I think we were saying, which is true, football is not an easy game to get into professionally at the top level. Um,
Definitely not. No.
music, music is not easy to get into at the top level, and even perhaps if you come down kind of sort of different tiers of sharing stuff, whether that's football or whether that's music. There's a heck of a lot of work involved. So maybe with Jack, if it's okay with you without putting you on the spot, I think it'd be great to kind of bring him in a little bit at times into to what you're doing in the
Well,
future.
I think what we did say, because obviously he's going to be Oggy on tour in Benidorm next
Yeah,
week, we could end up doing the podcast early on the Friday,
yeah, yeah,
and or maybe do half of it on the Friday,
yeah.
and then when I get back, we'll do half on the Sunday. I mean, if that
Love
suits
it.
you,
Love it.
if that's good for you, that'd be good because
Absolutely.
we'll be
I
out in Benidorm.
Yeah.
I'm gonna do a lot of videos of me singing, him singing.
Cool.
I'm gonna go TikTok live as well. I've never done it before, so
Excellent. Wow.
that's going to be something different for me to do and see what audience I get from that as well.
Let's just hold fire there for a minute because even with my rapid brain, I'm trying to catch up with everything you're sharing there. Wow. So so this coming week we've got you in Benidorm
Yep.
live. You're going to be taking the t-shirt. You're going to be taking the beer mats. You're going to
Yeah.
be karaoke or karaoke. I prefer. You're going to be with Jack. We're going to be doing a live Zoom of that, so kind of like 40-ish minutes, half an hour, whatever. Then we're going
Yeah.
to be doing the Sunday. You're going to be doing your first ever TikTok live whilst you're in Benidorm.
Yeah.
Have I kept up fairly well?
Kept up very well there. Right. Yeah. Definitely.
Wow.
We've
Wow.
all going well. Um, I'm hoping by the end of it, I'm going to start straight away. I'm going to go to every karaoke bar in the first day,
Yeah.
and then the second day. By the end of the week, I'm hoping because I'm going to take my own memory stick,
Cool.
which has got my music on.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
anybody who's doing karaoke anyway, they've always got a laptop, haven't they?
Yeah. Yeah.
So it goes plugged in their laptop, and I can sing over the top of my instrumentals live.
Fantastic.
So
Wow.
that is going to be something. And I'm
What
hoping by the end of that week, Ray, that people are going to be singing "It's Not All About You," back to me.
is that kind of because so that's our generally speaking most episodes so far, and I do really, really strongly encourage individuals who haven't checked out the previous episodes do.
Mm.
Check them out. There's tons of stuff there, tons of stuff that people can get involved in. And is that, do you think, possibly one of your first go-to songs that you're going to be performing in Benidorm?
I would have thought so.
Yeah, yeah,
I mean, I do
yeah.
like People Say as well as a start off one. So I'll probably start with People Say, to be honest. I do like that, the way it
Nice.
flows. It's an easy one for me to get into,
Hmm.
start off, It's not all about you, I have had a couple of mishaps where I've actually got my own words wrong. So I'm hoping that doesn't happen this time.
Happens, doesn't it? Happens to everybody, I think. I
Yeah,
remember Robbie Williams famously, and I'm sure many, many others, forgetting the words to their own song is quite a common thing, actually.
I think when you've got that many songs going around in your head,
Mm.
'cause I don't have my lyrics in front of me, even though I'm doing karaoke. I mean, I'd like to do this as well and find out how you do it. Is turn my songs so that they can be karaoke songs and other people can sing them with the
Yeah,
lyrics on the
yeah.
screen. I don't know. I've asked somebody once about it, and they said, "Yeah, it's pretty tricky, but I'd like to be able to do that." So
Well,
then other
certainly
people can
there's.
sing my songs.
Sorry, buddy. Certainly there's a video that can be created of that. Definitely, definitely. So
Yeah,
that's something that can happen. But I just think it's genuinely absolutely exceptional what you're doing. So I'm really, really pleased that we've been able to talk a little bit about the music already. You're going to have a lot in common with Portobello Blue.
yeah,
He's doing well with music and working hard. Does love his football. We've got the international today as well, so I think you and I can talk a little bit about that and a little bit about upcoming big match and we do have to, of course, talk about something that perhaps at this moment in time is not a great talking point for you, which is Man City's current form, and that is only current form. And then you're going to be meeting a Liverpool fan later, and Liverpool are playing City at home on December the 1st. So I think we've
That's
got
right.
lots of stuff to share around here. But let's begin though with the international incoming new manager. 9 of the first team who pulled out of the squad. Harry
Yeah.
Kane had a few things to say about that, and a
Yeah, and
few
then he
other
was sub
things.
himself. He was sub
Yeah,
himself.
yeah, yeah, yeah. Well
That cracked
said.
me up there.
Me
but
too.
but
Irony.
yeah, I do think with what you just said there, Ray, the fact that Tuchel's not coming in until,
Mm,
well, his
mm,
first game's in March or something stupid. He comes in
mm,
the new year, but his actual first game's not till March.
mm,
And I don't think the players pulling out is anything to do with the fact that he's not took over.
mm,
I just think at this stage of the season, with everything that's coming up, I mean, we're not far away from the Christmas period where there's lots of games.
mm.
And I just think it's not always down to the player. I don't think the player says, I'm not going.
Yeah,
I
true,
think,
true.
I think either the manager or obviously above the manager, which is the owner, the chairman, whatever you want to call it in these stages now, that's all different, says, You're not going.
Yeah, yeah,
You're not going.
yeah, yeah.
You've got a little niggle. We've got big camps after the international break, and I want you to be fit for that. And I think that's what it is. I don't think the players actually say I don't want to go.
Well,
I don't.
it's effectively as it is. As it is,
Yeah,
it's a corporation, isn't it? At the top levels, you're
yeah,
talking about almost, well, corporations, conglomerates. These are companies. These are companies. What we used to think global
yeah,
brands. What we used to think of as a local club is now, and has always been, but in a completely different way now. So the business people, the investors, if you like, above the managers, the directors, the executives,
yeah. They're
there's
calling the shots.
absolutely, absolutely, ultimately, because that's how it's become. But I tell you what's refreshing in a balance, because I think controversy becomes popular. So you're totally right. I totally agree with what you just said. It's easy to point a finger at the players, easy.
Yeah,
Um,
yeah,
but let's do that the other way around. So Anthony Gordon, who I can't share any detail of this, I've actually sat next to in close
yeah,
proximity, very, very serious minded young man in the brief time I spent with him. I think it was
yeah,
so impressive the way he answered the question he was asked. And he basically, genius answer, he said that the most important most important team he's playing for is who he's playing for at that time. Now,
yeah. Well,
I don't think that was a politician's answer, because
no,
basically that's a really, really good way of looking at it, because at the moment, England is the most important thing to him. And then when he's back at his club,
yeah,
Newcastle are the most important thing to him. And I just think that simple way of looking at it was very, very refreshing,
yeah,
very
yeah.
refreshing and truthful.
And I think you get that with some of the younger players
Hmm.
still trying to get into that England thing.
Interesting. Hmm.
You know,
Yeah.
the ones that have been there and they think they've got the place secure, that's easy. It's a bit easier for them to pull out because they think they're going to be all right anyway.
So here's a question for you then, and for our viewers. Do you think that, how do you separate human nature and top level elite sports people? Because listening to what you just said, that sounds to me like human nature, which is separate to perhaps what happens at times that people say, Trent Alexander-Arnold, blum, 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 or whoever it might be, they're kind of just having a go at them. But human nature is, when you've got yourself established in somewhere, you start to become complacent.
Yeah,
Do
yeah,
you think it is, how much of it, difficult question, how much of it is human nature and how much of it is the elite sports world, loads of money, da da da? Difficult to answer that one, I guess.
it is. There's a few little bits there to answer too, but I think like we've just sort of covered Anthony Gordon. He's up for it
Mm,
because he's only just getting in there.
mm,
Um, I mean, Trent Alexander's not always been a an England definite.
Good point. Again.
He's had lots of times where he's not been in the squad, and
Yeah.
people are saying, why the hell is he not in the squad? He's a great player.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
And I don't know whether there a dislike from Southgate or something with him or what. I think we'll see a lot better stuff with Tuchel, as in he won't be picking all his favourites because
Yeah.
he won't have any favourites anyway.
Mm, mm,
And I think you might see it where you may drop a few people
yeah.
and then get them to get hungry again to play for England, and that's what you want to see a bit of. Where it's not always the same faces that are getting played. I mean, I'll be honest, I quite enjoyed the game the other night because we're seeing different players
Yeah.
that have not played.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
The
Yeah.
ones that really have to make a name for themselves, and obviously comes with a bit of pressure that, but they're playing for England now, and it's the time to roll your socks up and see if you can get in that starting 11 and get in that squad all the time.
Which is, I kind of think where Harry Kane was coming from, even though he was on the bench. Um, I think that's where he's coming from in terms of that. I suppose it comes down more to national pride than anything else. And when you think about it, we wouldn't, but oftentimes people would, give anything to play for their
Yeah,
country. And when you
definitely,
get that opportunity, it should be something that's taken with, pride and dignity
yeah,
and,
definitely.
wearing the shirt and the caps and all of that.
Yeah, a couple of things there. I mean, Kane's actually playing in Germany where they have breaks
Mm,
as well.
mm, mm.
They don't play as many games as us. I mean, he's being patriotic, but he's fucking playing in Germany for fuck's sake.
Yeah, yeah. You're speaking
um,
truth. You're speaking truth.
I think years ago, and there was a couple of managers that did it. Ferguson used to pull all the United players out of the England side,
Well
and
documented. Yep.
that was gone back. It was happening all the time. That
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
and the next one, Arsene Wenger, he pulled a few people out as well. I think teams have always done it, but I think, and players have always pulled out of. But I think there's been a lot this time. I think we're up to 10 now.
Yeah, yeah. What do you think, just as a little sideway issue, because he's just popped into my mind, which is Lee Carsley. So obviously
Yeah.
he's on his way out, and some people have said, because obviously there is now new manager Tuchel coming in, that basically this is people almost rejecting his managership, which I think, to be honest with
Yeah,
you, I think is a bit of a cruel thing to suggest anyway, because it's a bit pointless, really. I don't see any
it
point.
is. It is, and players shouldn't even be asked who's manager as long as
Yeah.
they're playing for England.
Yep.
On that a question answer to that question, I think. Yeah, I think with Tuchel, like I say, we'll give some players a kick up the arse. The ones that are thinking that they're comfy, they're always in.
Yeah.
He might just give them a good talking to and say, listen, you're not going to get picked if you're fucking doing this, you're doing that, or you're not turning up. Yeah, I do think he'll go against the FA a bit as well, which would be good. The FA's had a yes man all the time, a little puppet in Southgate. So
Yeah. Yeah.
um, I think they might have got even too involved, saying, "Oh, you need to pick him, you need to pick him." The manager should be picking the fucking team.
Completely.
Simple as that.
Completely. That's
I think with the FA, they've enjoyed it under Southgate a bit too much.
yeah. Yeah, yeah. So
Um,
that's promising. That's hopeful, and the result was good, 3-0. So that was
yeah, I think
underway.
it will be a tough game against Ireland today. I think,
Yeah. Yeah.
obviously, did you say Blues Ireland as well?
Yes, yes. I think yeah, ultimately. Yeah, that's
Yeah.
that's where his family comes from. So yeah, yeah,
I
yeah.
mean, that Carsley's Ireland as well.
Yes. Ironically, and even some people could argue a couple of the English players are Irish as well. So
Yeah. I mean,
uh,
there were some good ones, actually. I mean, I used to like Andy Townsend. He was a good player. And
yeah.
he had a Cockney accent playing for Ireland.
Yeah, 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 yeah. Works both ways. Obviously, Declan Rice and oh,
Yeah, well,
Grealish, Jack Grealish as well. Yeah,
I didn't even know that he was
yeah.
a bit of
I
Irish.
must admit I didn't until the actual match, and there was a big kick-off about that, wasn't there? So, but
It was right.
neither of them are in the squad now anyway. So never mind. Yeah,
No,
um,
no.
Right.
Grealish needs to get back to playing football for his fucking club at the minute. I'll tell you that now.
Yeah. 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 So
Before he even looks at England.
I think there's a lot of talking points for our audience, and individuals are coming on board. It is increasing. This podcast
Yeah,
is
yeah.
growing. You're getting good views.
Absolutely. Good
So
views. Views are going up.
yeah,
I think with the little share that we did, but I did through Cod Army podcast, I think
great shout out to
that's
them.
gone really well.
Totally.
We're getting George on board with that
Yeah.
said as well,
Yeah.
because he is, really a fully fledged Fleetwood fan. He always has been, and he always will be.
We saw the shirt in the previous episode, so it's definitely
Yeah,
proven on a wet Sunday. So absolutely.
yeah. No, he's a good lad. Like I say, sometimes he does fall out with the club because he just don't like it sometimes when they're not
Yeah.
playing very well. Or
Passionate.
but yeah, other than that, I think you sent me a link the other night, didn't you, to go onto the Fleetwood Radio 5?
Yes. Yes.
I
Yeah.
missed out on that, actually. I did actually ask. No, I asked the girl who sent it out. They'd already got somebody, but I mean, I would have done it. It was 11 o'clock at night. It's a bit like for me, but
So let's kind of hold that thought there, and let's make this announcement now, because you've just declared, and there will be future opportunity. So whoever the people are, because obviously I don't have the contact details, I just saw a Facebook post looking for somebody
yeah,
and immediately thought of you. So here you are, and I think, COD Army through the various media sites are really supporting incredibly well. So here is Paul, aka Little Oggy, offering your services for the future.
yeah, I am. I'll be honest. I've been speaking to George about it. Obviously, we're going to try and have a meet up with
Nice.
Jamie Pilley. He's the current chairman, and see if we can get a little bit of work. More so maybe him sponsoring us. We advertise Fleetwood. I've looked at a few things that we could do. Just to have things going on the bottom line there. And as it's going, hey, I've just noticed you've only got Ray Coates on there and not me. Where's me?
Oh, you're there. Oh, no, your name's there. It might not just.
Oh, my name's at
might
the
just
top.
not
Yeah,
show
there
to
it
you.
is.
Yeah. You're there. No. We'd never forget you. We'd never forget you. But part of that as well, Paul, to bring that in terms of what we were talking about earlier, football, music. It is about we can do what we're doing here. We're doing it. We're doing
Yeah,
what we're doing here.
yeah,
But I
we're
think
doing
it's
well. Doing well.
doing really well, and I think it's really important also to shout out as you do to others, bringing others into what you're doing, and I think also to say that there is work involved in it, even though we're enjoying it, and anybody who can come on board who watches this, and we've mentioned the comments really help, and the support
Yeah,
and the
subscribe as
sharing,
well. Subscribe is important.
absolutely, because as the audience grows, which it will and is,
Yeah,
takes time. We want this to connect with people, and we want them to express themselves. So I think today's discussion so far, there's a lot to be unpacked with England. There's a lot
yeah,
to be unpacked with that thought of club, country, the dilemma that there's always been for many years, and also ideas that we've said in previous episodes of artists, singer-songwriters, bands that
yeah.
want to come on board as guests and express themselves about music, football. This is a platform for them to do both, and you're opening that up for others, which is fantastic.
Definitely. I mean, be honest, I'd like to be out again, kicking the ball again sometime soon.
Can we wait
But
until the summer?
I'm going to say, I'm looking out now and it's horrible. So,
Or can you take me to Benidorm with you? I don't mind playing over there.
hey, funnily enough, I will do that. We'll get a ball out there, and there's always nets knocking about
Great stuff.
in
You
in
video
the
some of that for us, and we'll have that in the next
yeah.
episode. That'd be
We'll
brilliant.
have that at the half time bit or whatever, the beginning.
Yeah.
Yes, I'm going to try and do everything next week for the podcast, for
Good
myself,
man. Good
the
man.
music, the TikTok. I mean, my TikTok's going mad at the minute as well. That's good. I'm getting hitting more numbers on there.
Excellent.
But I think because I've not done the TikTok live yet, everyone's waiting. And I think next week's going to be a really good time to do
It
it.
makes a big difference, Paul, from what I've heard talking to a lot of people as a singer-songwriter. It is one of the places to be in
Yeah.
terms of once you begin to go live and continue to go live,
Yeah,
TikTok loves it. TikTok loves live videos. So the more you do that, and
yeah, yeah,
remember, you can share the YouTube channel through there too, so people can come here and people can come to your YouTube channel, Little Oggy.
yeah,
They can search Sing When You're Winning, that's the official title, and they can come along,
yeah.
they can subscribe, and it's a series, and there's going to be many, many episodes. We're however few months into the season, we've got
Yeah,
next
well,
year still.
this is our fifth one, isn't it?
Yeah.
And I think did it be good around the Christmas time? It's going to be fast and furious, isn't
Nice. I
it?
like that. We might get a couple of songs out. That could be good.
Well, I don't know about
Yeah,
that.
no, no. I'm feeling like a little bit of a kind of Christmas special sing along.
Well, I do. I mean, I like that. Saturday, it's 3 o'clock. Come on, people, it's kicking off. I do like that
Nice,
song.
nice.
I've penned a little bit more down to it as well now, Ray. So I'm
There you
hoping to get
go.
that. I can get that finished off, and we can, it's always been. It's not all about you, at the beginning.
Yeah,
A nice change every now and again. You have that song in there.
totally, totally.
Um,
And it's part of growth. It's all part of growth. And I think as footballers, I've been with a couple of academy players, both Man United and Man City.
yeah.
I've been with Anthony Gordon. I've been with Kobe Mainoo. And one thing you learn is the fine margins of getting into the world of a Premier League player. And
Mm,
music, similar, but there are many, many different levels. And
yeah.
whilst, Ed Sheeran, you just say the name and everybody knows the name, and whoever it might be, I'm just picking that
Yeah.
name out. The rest of
Yeah.
us, the
Liam
rest of
Gallagher, you know what
yeah, the
I mean?
rest of us have a place because we are, for you, it's not that music is a passion, it's something you love, it's something you do, and your songs are really, really, really good. Yeah. But also it's a career. It's a career too. So to do things like this, it creates the opportunity for people to get to know you, your music.
Mm,
That's why I do things like this. I do a lot of live videos because I want people to know me.
yeah,
And,
yeah.
because for them to know the music, us people, they've got to know us first. And when we have Blue later with a little bit of time that we're spending with him, likewise. So we're
Yeah,
we're three football fans, three musicians,
yeah.
singer-songwriters who are coming together. And you two, when it comes set up, what I'm planning to do is because I've spoken to Blue before, we've had an interview on my podcast. I'd love you two to have a bit of a kind of chat backwards and forwards, bit of banter, especially with the Liverpool Man City game as well, and just have a bit of a
Yeah.
blather.
We don't do very well at Anfield, I'll be honest.
Feels like you're setting it up there.
I know. I mean, we've got Tottenham at home first before that game, so hopefully we get back to our back to basics and start winning again. But I'm not looking forward to the next game for City, I'll tell you.
So let's kind of set that up as sort of kind of skipping slightly beyond Tottenham in terms of you and Blue. And I
Yeah,
think it will just be interesting to see, as I say, two musicians, two singer-songwriters, two people who've got their music out in the public domain. So that's Little Oggy and Portobello Blue. And then
yeah,
to see you two, and I'll be here, I'll still be
yeah,
here. I've
yeah,
got my yellow cards and my red cards, but I don't
yeah.
think
You
I'm going to
might,
need them. So let
you
me
never
just grab
know. Yeah,
those.
you never know.
There we go. Red card, there we go. So I've
You
got
never
those
know.
there, but I'm going to basically just let you two kind of do what you do, have a chat.
Yeah. Just give me an answer. What kind of style of music does he do?
It's quite varied. I think one of the go-to musics is blues, but not only exclusively. Quite rock. It would sit well with you. A bit funk sometimes, a bit
Yeah,
reggae. Very, very varied, but I suppose sort of rock blues more than anything else. But there's
yeah,
quite
yeah.
a lot of variety across the songs, but comes from a bit like yourself, but in a different way, a strong core of reality.
Hmm.
Very much so, Blue, Tony, I know he doesn't mind being referred to as Tony as his name. He's lived a bit, shall we say, and had a past, and I'll let you two kind of backwards and forwards about
Yeah,
them.
yeah, but I think we'll cover a bit of that because I think I've kind of live a similar sort of
Mm,
life. But,
mm,
I've not touched on it too much, but I'm honest, I'm open. I don't mind
yeah,
saying,
yeah,
that I've touched a bit of recreational drugs, and
yeah,
in moderation, though, Ray, in
yeah,
moderation.
yeah, yeah.
And unfortunately, pretty much most of the countries had a little dabble of this. I mean, I think one of the new prime ministers said he smoked weed or something like that, and
Mm,
I think everybody has had a little play or had a go at it, and if they don't like it, they don't like it. Some people get too addicted to it, and that's a problem.
absolutely. And I think the strongest thing that's similar about the two of you is reality. Is reality. So I think you'll find when we bring, I call him Blue, I refer to him as
Yeah,
Blue. When we bring him in,
yeah. He's
I
blue, but he's a
I
red and
know,
green.
I know.
he's,
There you
he's a
go.
red of Liverpool and green of Ireland, and he called him blue.
So straight away, I almost wish he was here because that would be perfect. So I think you two
I'll,
will.
I'll I'll bring that up like that.
That'd be good. That'd be
Don't
good.
tell him, and I'll say, hang on, anyway, I did call you blue because you're red for Liverpool, green for Ireland.
Yeah, yeah. So should we have a bit of half time now? And I hope it's going to work.
Yeah,
That I've
yeah,
squeezed in a little bit of the penalties. Some of them are in slow mo, and I'm hoping we've got enough kind of data sandwich to fit that in. But then we're going to come back with Blue, and you two just dive straight in
yeah. I hope we don't get the bit in it where Billy's shouting, City get battered everywhere they go.
because it kind of
Oh, there was one,
it
right? There
kind
was
of
one.
it did all it was all like
Yeah.
that the video. So no,
But I've listened to
is the
one.
answer
What
to that.
I have listened to one video, and he's actually singing that, and I thought, I hope you don't get that in.
No, no,
And
you're all right.
yeah, about these teeth, right?
Well done, buddy. Yeah, yeah. So hair,
Everything,
teeth, Benidorm.
everything's
Benidorm,
falling
watch
into
out.
place, mate. Yeah. Somebody the other day on TikTok, obviously said I was on about me showing off new teeth coming and all that, the rear, and he said, yeah, next one you get a new wig, and I went, wig? And he went, yeah, it's obviously that's a wig, and I went, you fucking what?
Ah.
But yeah, no,
So
it's clear, not a fucking wig,
it's
no.
all looking good. And on that note, I'm going to call
Yeah.
it half time now because
Okay, okay.
I can't compete. I can't compete with that hair. I can't compete with
Get
that.
your whistle out, right?
Absolutely, it's here somewhere. I've just got to learn how to blow it, so to speak.
Yeah, they are a bit dodgy then. All
That's me. It's the
right, so
see
I'll
you in a
see you in a
bit.
second. Yeah.
Well done. Boom.
In a
Fist bump.
bit. Boom.
Oh, straight down the middle, G. Wow. That's a dodgy divot before, isn't it?
I'm gonna move it. Don't divot.
We,
All right.
oh, I've not pressed OK. Yeah, let me press OK.
Yeah, just done that. If
We
we,
are Blue. We normally have a bit of a ritual on here. Is a podcast fist pump? Yeah. So where your camera is, there we go. Bang.
I'm not up there, actually.
Smoking as well.
here we go. So,
Well, I didn't think you could smoke, bro. I was just having a sneaky
you-
bag.
if that's what we're on, you guys are cooking already. You're off already. So
As long as we
if
don't
you,
smoking Ray's presence is all right with it.
yeah, you're all right. Well, I'm here, but only virtually. Yeah. So in more ways than one. Yeah, good buddy. You.
How do I make this big, man?
Just sort of tilt. Are you on a laptop? If you just tilt it so that we kind of see.
I've still only got the small speakers, bro.
Yeah, well, I
Oh,
can
no,
see you on a
bother.
big screen now, you see, but I can only see me on a small screen, Blue, so don't worry about that.
Okay.
It all comes out in the wash. I think it just needs to tilt a little bit more so
Yeah,
we
if you
see.
bring it forward. Oh, that's there
That's
you go.
perfect. Look at that. Lovely. I'm going to go down a little bit so I kind of look not so tall. And introduce each other. Say hello.
All right, Blue.
Right.
Yeah.
All right, mate.
I'm a blue, bro. I do rock and blues. Big
Yeah.
Liverpool man. He calls me Blue.
I
No
do.
one else calls me Blue.
Yeah,
There we go.
Your
I've
band
cornered
names.
the market.
Yeah, but we were all from Ladbroke Grove, you know, Notting Hill area. And Portobello Market is a big part of that area. So when we were looking for a name, we came up with Portobello Blues. But we thought, you know, everyone's a blues band. Portobello Blues Band just sounds like a blues band. My mate said, just take the E out of it. It sounds French. So that's what we done, bro. Portobello Blue, you know. And I have that name since 97, 98.
Yeah, well, obviously my music name's Little Oggy.
Mm.
And,
Yeah,
I've always had that, you know, since I was a kid. Obviously Oggy, and then I thought I'd just throw Little because I'm little, and yeah, it works. It seems to be working at the minute, so it's good.
So what sort of music do you do?
Pretty much indie rock, if you would. I do sound and try and look a bit like Liam Gallagher, which.
Yeah, you got that fucking Paul Weller look, yeah.
But yeah, no, Oasis are my heroes. Liam, the main one.
Well, I hope you got tickets for that reunion, did you?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, so-
I'm there. Don't worry about that. I'm hoping to go backstage with them as well if I can get a few connections, but going before them. But we'll see
Well,
that.
I'm actually good friends with a guy in Manchester called Mark OK or OJ. It's spelled with a Q, you know.
Okay.
Basically, he's the lead singer for Happy Mondays tribute band.
Oh yeah.
But they're fucking massive, man. You know, all the gigs like 7,000, 8,000, you know. They do European tour, they do an American tour, you know.
Wow, that's good. I
So
mean,
they're playing on Kendall Calling next year, so so hopefully I'm gonna at least get a support slot with them, you know.
yeah,
A lot-
I've never been.
A lot of the tribute bands are as well, aren't there? It's a big thing. It's a big thing, isn't
Yeah.
it? Tribute bands.
They
Massive.
tour with, like they mainly play with not Oasis, what's Stone Roses? So
Yeah.
Stone Roses, but they have Oasis as well. The three of them are often on the same bill, you know.
Yeah,
And
that's
you're
good.
doing- You're doing well, Blue. I feel isolated now because I'm the only one who calls you Blue. Yeah.
I like the name.
Yeah, I think it works. But
Like a few others have called me Blue because of my name, my band name. They don't know.
yeah. So you're
I went
found.
up-
You're
I
found
went up-
everywhere. You're found everywhere as Portobello Blue as an artist, aren't you? As an artist named singer-songwriter, and things are going really, really well. We were talking before you came in about the challenges of getting into the world of elite sports. So, you know, Premier League players. It's you know, not an
Well,
easy
just
thing for
football
players
in
to get
general.
into. And
Football in general.
football in
you know.
general, good point.
Well,
Yeah,
I
whatever
was
the
telling
division.
I was telling Ray before, I was actually an FA qualified coach, you know, level 2.
I've done that. Hey, Blue, I've done that.
Yeah, I used to run kids' teams, you know. My
Yeah, I
boy
did.
played
yeah.
for Watford and Chelsea, you know.
Yeah. I did
Smash.
Fleetwood Town under like 12s to under 18s. I did, and yeah, it was good. I enjoyed it.
Yeah, to be honest, mate, they were the best years. Like I used to go to Montenegro. His mother's from Serbia, so I used to go to Montenegro for a holiday and just play all that coastline for the whole summer, man. And in the mornings of that was soccer school with about 40 kids. I just said one day because they see him and he was so good, and would you not teach some of them? And I said, okay, tell them to come home tomorrow, yeah? So
Yeah.
I come out the door, there's 40 kids on from age 6 to age 20,
Wow. Flipping heck, that's management. That's
Yeah,
management
yeah,
and a
that was
half.
hard.
And bloody
That
hell.
was,
So could you play a bit as well, Blue?
I play a little bit of acoustic guitar,
No,
but
sorry, I meant football there.
oh yeah, I was half decent, bro. But
Yeah.
I was in a car crash. I had trials as a kid, with Leicester. Me and a goalkeeper, we played for the Southern Leagues, And
Yeah.
basically, we came back, and our school exam was the same time. I was 15, Lineker was still at Leicester. Mark Wallington was in goal.
Wow.
Guy Smith that went to Arsenal, he was there as well.
Alan Smith, yeah.
The
Yeah.
striker, yeah. And basically, I came back, and sort of thing, I'd done well, and invited us back after August. And I went down the country with my mates, and we stole a fucking car.
Okay, now, man.
Stole a car, and my mate was driving, and we crashed. We were getting chased, and we crashed, and I went through the windscreen, and my foot snapped.
Fuck.
I had to sprain my leg, and that was the end of my football. It was also the start of my drug problem.
Right, yeah.
You know what I mean? They had me on codeine for over a year, and I was
Yeah.
getting my dose then. I didn't know what it was,
No,
Then
no.
I could swell up, but I was only 15. I was mad about football, so I still wanted to play.
Yeah.
And basically, I used to take these fucking codeine just so I could go and play the match.
And this
Okay,
this influences your music, doesn't it?
Yeah,
You know,
all
this
my
this
music-
where you write from. This is what I was saying to Paul earlier, that both of you, of course, we're all different, but you write from the point of view of real experience and
Yeah,
deep
and I
level
certainly
experience.
And I certainly don't encourage it.
No,
You know
No,
what
I don't encourage it. I said to Ray before, Blue, that I've dabbled with it, always in moderation myself. And I mean, my song, it's not all about you, You've got your head in the clouds and your nose in the snow. So that is what that song's about.
Sing another bit there. Sing another bit.
It's not all about you, Got your head in the clouds and your nose in the snow.
Yeah, even sound like Gallagher.
Temptations there, but you can't say no. So it's about, sometimes saying no.
It's a good song, yeah. It's a good song.
Sometimes,
I like your
sometimes
tone.
saying,
You got a nice tone.
oh, lovely.
cheers, man.
This, you know what? I'm feeling like these. I'm definitely not going to need these. I'm feeling a lot of love in here.
I don't know. It's good you don't do
Surely you didn't expect anything different.
No, I didn't. But I have them with me every time. But I'm feeling a lot of love and peace. So now let's challenge that love and peace. Let's, you know what's coming. Both of you do. Yeah. Let's get you two to talk about December the 1st, which is Liverpool at home v Man City. So
Man City.
away you go. I'm going to go and put the kettle
Now
on.
a chance to tell us all how good we are this year. Yeah.
Yeah, we're not doing
Right,
very
well.
well at the minute, Blue.
Yeah, but that's your midfielder's not there, is he? What's he? Rodrigo, is it?
Rodri, yeah. Yeah, he's,
Rodri. You are always useless without him, Bob. Struggle without him, I mean. He ain't useless, but you struggle without,
yeah, we
To
struggle.
make
We struggle when
one-
Haaland's playing at the minute.
Yeah, well, I still think he's creating chances, but he's just ain't putting them in. And your midfield seems to be all over the place now. Like, everyone seems to have a free role.
Yeah, I've said that. Like,
There's no structure. There's no two defensive midfield players anymore.
well, we usually keep a couple at the back, but everybody else is camped out on the edge of their box. And a lot of teams are getting a break, and the counter-attacking City and scoring every time.
Well, that's how we've been scoring most of our goals. Well, you seen the last match; it was 2 breakaways,
Yeah,
and they fucked up by not keeping a player on the halfway line.
yeah.
And basically, we came in abundance.
Yeah,
Well,
I
yeah,
think,
that can happen in any game, really. But you should be covered a bit. You don't need to send up fucking everybody.
well, no, I just think if you don't all go up, then it invites them to come at you more.
Yeah.
And then it's a game of football. At the minute, for me, it's a very small game of 11 aside on the edge of their fucking penalty box, and we're just tippy-tapping it about.
I know, and it's hard work with 11 people across the fucking line, you know?
Of course it is, yeah.
It doesn't look, it's not a great, attractive game to watch. I would draw though. They took a fucking chance and went for it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? At the same time, I don't mind losing when we try to win.
No,
I hate
no,
fucking losing when we've been defensive all fucking night.
no. But
Is
yeah,
it?
I've been Anfield about fucking 6 times. I don't think I've ever got. I think the best one I got was a point there.
Yeah,
We got a draw. But
I know, years ago. But Man City's always been like a, you know, I've always been fond of City because I hate United. You know what I mean? Plus,
The
I
best,
think
the best choice of two bad choices. Yeah.
and then, like,
I,
you know, remember you just went down the divisions and all, you know, like I felt so fucking bad for you, but the crowd you were getting, you know,
yeah, we
in
still
the
get numbers
second
then, like,
division,
yeah.
you
What
know?
about Liverpool then? What about
Yeah,
Liverpool?
when I was growing up, there was only two teams. There was Man U and there was Liverpool
Mm,
in Dublin, in
mm,
general, you know.
mm.
Yeah,
You either
yeah.
followed one or the other. They were winning everything at the time. Like I started following Liverpool when Kevin Keegan and all was still there, John Toshak.
Mm, mm.
I mean, I was following them then, you know. And I remember my first kit was a Chelsea kit, and I cried my fucking eyes out. My mother, you know, I was like, I follow Liverpool.
Brilliant.
But anyway, as I said, I've been loyal since. I've been lucky. I've been on a couple of European finals. I was at the one in fucking Madrid when we beat Spurs.
Yeah, and I was lucky to go to Istanbul to watch City lift it, and that was
Yeah.
the best
I'd have
thing about
loved to be at the Istanbul one. I remember that like it was yesterday, the Liverpool final. I was at home and I was watching it with my dad, and it was 3-0 at half time, you know? And I said,
Yeah.
oh, fuck,
Wow.
you know? He said, for fuck's sake, it's your team, stay and support. I'm not going to do nothing, man, you know what I mean? And then the rest is history, you know?
Yeah, man, yeah.
But that was,
My brother, sticking on the football, we'll switch back to the music in a minute. You were saying that you had trials. My brother actually he got signed on by obviously the blue side of Merseyside
yeah, yeah.
on schoolboy forms from like at 14. We actually got Trevor Stephen came to our school and signed my brother on in front of the whole assembly.
Yeah, I remember him. He was a winger, wasn't he? Number
Yeah, he was
seven.
good. He was a decent winger actually. Yeah,
He was.
my brother was a winger as well, and as we were talking before earlier, Ray, with the you know, it's a fine line whether you're going to make it or not in football or in
Yeah.
music.
Oh, it's very
Yeah.
difficult. You need a lot of luck.
You do. He broke
No,
his.
it's not just skill. It's
No.
not just
No.
skill.
I mean, he went like summer holidays, Easter holidays, and all that, you know. And one time he broke his leg, so he couldn't go for the whole of the fucking summer holidays. And you know, I think that definitely affected whether they were going to get him in or not. And then he went trials everywhere. Watford, funnily enough, Chelsea. He had a trial at Chelsea, Blackburn, and a couple of others. And then he ended up playing Fleetwood. I think you were getting like 20 quid a week, but you had to clean all the fucking first team players' boots and that.
Yeah, but as you said, that's the way it was them days. You
Yeah,
know?
you don't get that anymore, do you? You know what I
They
mean?
clean all the fucking stands and every fucking thing, you know?
Paint and all sorts, yeah.
You know,
Toothbrush.
nice.
They could do with that nowadays rather than
Yeah, for sure. There's too
Well-
much money.
sending him out to Ray to give him some teacher driving.
Yeah, yeah. I'm not sure whether that's working, but that's a completely different subject. Yeah.
Is that what you're doing
But-
as well, right? Yeah.
Say again?
Is that what you do as well? Teach
I
people to
do.
drive?
I do a little bit of it's more like companies,
Advanced.
but I do a little bit with both Man United and Man City locally. I've done a little bit with academy players. So, and it's interesting. It's interesting. Kobe Mainu before he broke into the first team, I was out with him, and
He's excellent. He's just coming up.
I tell you what's really interesting is across the board, whether it's football, music, whatever it is, I think mindset is everything. And I know the three of us have in common that we're all singer-songwriters in our own individual respective ways. We love football, and I think we recognise in all of those things, but particularly bringing it back to the music as well, the hard work involved.
Oh,
Yeah.
for sure.
Hard work involved. How's that going for you at the moment, Blue, in terms of what you're doing? Because I know
I just
you are
spent-
working hard. You're working
I
hard.
just spent 12 hours yesterday with a film crew doing my video.
Ah, how did it
Although-
go?
Yeah, it went all right. You know yourself, still little things I wanted in that
Yeah.
we didn't, you know, but we got a lot done, man, you know.
Was that for a video, you say, Blue?
Yeah, I was making a video for my song "Gambled with the Devil,"
Yeah.
and basically I went down the Docklands, you know. But obviously, bro, you gotta give him a little bit of scope as well, you know. You gotta give the director a little bit of fucking scope. You can't just be regiment. Look, I want this
Yeah.
complete,
Yeah,
you know.
yeah, yeah.
If you do, it's gonna cost you bleeding fortune. Put it that way as
Good
well.
point. Good
You
point.
know what I mean? So,
Yeah.
but basically, I was a bit shocked when I got there. The first scene is I was fucking dead. The fucking, you know, the figure around the chalk mark around
Ah, right.
the line of this fucking thing.
Good start then. Gentle start, yeah.
And start basically singing the song while I'm lying there as if I've been fucking killed.
Wow.
So he's all over me while I'm singing the whole fucking song 3 times, bro. And you know, it's hard work trying to fucking sing when you're lying.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
You know, because the last line of each verse is my limit, bro. You know, I really have to go for them fucking lines.
Well, you really really get into it, don't you? Because I've watched your performance in it, and across
Yeah, well, I
all
think that's
things I say,
about.
you live it.
Yeah, no, and also like you know, I like it done that way, bro. I
Yeah.
like the way it's done it. You know what I mean? And in order for me to hit them fucking notes, I really do fucking strain. You know?
Yeah,
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 yeah.
yeah,
You know.
yeah.
So basically, by the time it's finished, honestly, my chest is all tight. You know? You know?
Mm. So when's the video
It's
gonna
gonna take
be?
a couple of weeks to be edited. You know?
Right. And
But we were all over the place, man. Brick Lane. It was mainly for the scene, the graffiti all over the fucking walls, and you know, a little a walkway over the fucking train tracks, and that was all graffitied up. You know, and I had a guitar, bro. He gives me a right-handed guitar, bro. And I'm saying to him, look, if I was the guy looking at this video, I'd be looking saying, bro, he's got that fucking guitar upside down. You know, it was a Spanish guitar with no plate on it, you know?
I've got a guitar in the background that's just for show because I can't fucking play it.
I have one here, bro. I can't play.
I've got a piano behind me, and I can just about
I've
play
seen you
that.
playing
So
the piano, yeah.
yeah.
It's quite. I mean, obviously between the three of us there, right? We're, you know, and you know that I'm not instrumental at all. And I obviously write my own lyrics and I sing the song how I think that song should be sung.
Yeah, well, that's the freedom of being solo.
Yeah, and I record it and then I send it to my sort of studio guy, producer, and he puts all the music on top of it.
Mm-hmm.
You're
And
joking.
obviously,
So
he
you
sends
just
it,
you hand him you just singing the lyrics, and he
yeah, and then
well,
and then I go into the studio and sing obviously the lyrics live in there, and
yeah.
but it
Fantastic,
works
isn't it?
well. I like the
No, that is a
process.
hard way to write. I think that's a hard way to write. You know,
Well, I
It
think
is.
I
I
th
would rather have a backing track. What I have, like
yeah.
I've two, one in America, one in Brazil. Yeah, that do blues and rock and all. Yeah, but they
Yeah,
do backing tracks for a living. They're on
Mm,
YouTube, have
mm,
their own channels. They teach guitar and how to play
mm.
lead. But they send me them before they put them up.
oh
You
yeah,
know?
yeah.
And sometimes they still go up. I don't get exclusive rights or anything like that, you
Mm.
know? And what, like,
Right.
if one does well, I can get exclusive rights. Like, if I get 100,000 views on me thing, I'll get exclusive rights, you know?
I
So
think
Yeah.
obviously,
I think the
you,
key is that you write in different ways, and I think again a little bit like expression in football. There's a form, there's the way of doing certain things and a way of not doing certain things, but ultimately you've also got freedom of expression within that. And
yeah, throw a little skill in, yeah.
within music, I notice that there are a lot of people who don't like to refer to themselves as musicians because they don't fully play an instrument, and I've been one of them. But I
Yeah,
challenge that now. I challenge it because I think
That's wrong,
you
bro.
can be musical. You can be musical. Now, for me, I hear melody. I hear melody all of the time. So I convert that, whether that's in a keyboard or like Paul, working with somebody else, so with a guitarist. And I think the key thing is that a lot of people try to make music about the academic side of things. That you have to read the dots or you have to write the dots,
Oh,
and a lot of
regimental.
musicians work in that way, which is fine. But if you now apply that to football, think of the players over the years that we've been blessed with.
I was going to
Who
say blessed with, right? Blessed. It is blessed with, them skillful players, the gas joints.
exactly,
I mean,
exactly.
I
Yeah, and
think,
they are different. They are different.
Exactly. That's exactly where I'm coming from. Exactly.
They
yeah,
come with a package, They ain't all fucking little whatever goody.
but
Even
Totally.
you have a few, Even the one you sold to Chelsea, man, he is fantastic.
oh yeah, yeah.
Magicians. Magicians.
But
Magicians.
what I was going to say, Ray, is, and unfortunately, I think we're losing some of them players now in the game. The ones will actually fucking take people on in midfield and open the game up. Now it's if you don't, if it's not going to fucking your pass ain't going to go with that player, don't play it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know it's true. Liverpool are doing a bit like that with Trent. Give Trent the ball. Give Trent the ball. We're all fucking creative. It doesn't have to just come from Trent, bro. You
No.
know what I mean?
No, that's true. And I think music the same. Music the same. It's become, and it's not three men of a certain age getting together, but it has become a little bit sterile at times. And I think the innovators, the pioneers, those that just think, do you know what? And that includes us, by the way, to
Yeah,
think, I'm just
100%.
gonna fucking go for it. I'm not worried about how this sounds, what people think, because there's an opportunity for new stuff in so many different ways. And I think football's the same in that, writing's the same in that. So
yeah.
finding,
Well,
and it doesn't matter how young or old you are, it's irrelevant.
of course it does. I think
No,
myself.
it's creative, mate.
Absolutely.
Sorry, Blue. Myself with what I think about, you'll never see another Oasis band again, and the actual indie rock music is actually dying a little bit. There's not many people doing as much as what there was, when we had that Brit scene and all that. There was,
Yeah, but don't forget, a lot of it came out of Manchester, bro. You know what I mean? You had 3 or 4 bands that reached the top. You were the indie fucking scene,
yeah,
you know?
yeah.
Realistically,
Well, like you said, there's getting less and less of them in certain ways. Of like I said, with the footballers, the really fucking the ones, the expressive ones, the ones that you want to see.
I think they're being restricted. You know what I mean?
They are, yeah.
Yeah.
That thing of having a centre midfield player and everything's to come through him, bro. If your fucking left midfielder as a professional gets over 100 grand a week, can't fucking play in the middle, well then don't fucking buy him.
I know.
You should be playing fucking gold for that money.
Yeah. You're
Well,
you're good or you're not.
I think
And
Foden.
also, you have a bit of skill and a bit of common sense. You can either read a game or you can't.
Yeah.
You know? Some managers are brilliant from sitting up in the stand. They're great at watching it from up in the stand. Others can sit there and watch it. Personally, I find it difficult on the sideline. I used to never like it like that. I'd watch it back on a video.
Yeah.
I used to have my son's motherfucking video every fucking game the kids played, and I'd watch him for hours, mate. And I'd be fucking analysing the kids.
I was
They were only 7.
Dossiers. I feel like dossiers were coming out. Dossiers, yeah. Folders.
Yeah, bro, I was
Folders.
writing little notes. Obviously, at that age, you got to big them up first and then give them the little pointer you want to give them at the end. You know what I mean? But kids at that age are very, very easily impressed. And I remember ringing up one of the parents, saying about the match being switched to a different time. He says, "Do you want to speak to Malcolm?" I said, "Well, if he's there, put him on. I'll G him up a bit." And he just shouted, "Malcolm, God is on the phone." I said, "What are you saying?" It's God. He says, "The kid thinks you're fucking God, man."
I like that. I mean, I don't know if you've seen our podcast from last week that we did, me and Ray, on the.
No, I didn't yet.
Oh, have a look at that, mate. Honestly, it's brilliant. So, I mean, like I say, I used to be an all right footy player myself, and when I was teaching the kids, I was still only about 30 then, and I could really do a bit then. So they thought I was God as well because they're watching me, and all because a lot of them are my son's friends. Yeah. So they're now my friends, and other people have said to me, "You made me such a better player, you." And that's what it's about, just making somebody a better player.
Yeah, as I said, once they feel comfortable in a team, bro, and they see they're getting a break, getting a chance, and they're part of something, that's a massive thing for kids.
Of course it is.
That confidence, Going out there nervous is totally different to going out there thinking you're going to take the fucking...
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And that's the hard part, And sometimes you forget, Like, honestly, I'm not joking. We never actually... Yeah, I had kids for 3 years, this fucking group of kids. But by the time when they were 9, then fucking 5 of them went to academies. The fucking team was gone, basically, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I had
Yeah, it's a
12.
bit harsh when they nick him for academy, isn't it?
Yeah, but at the same time, that was all about, bro. My boy was going to an academy. I couldn't run the team and the fucking go up and down the country with him as well, you know, at the same
Yeah.
day, you know. Don't get me the amount of hours I used to fucking drive. Like I
Yeah.
drive to Ipswich from London, fucking stay in a hotel, so I didn't have to drive my 5 in the morning expecting to run on a pitch at 10 and be great. You know,
Proper,
I just
proper,
stayed
eh?
in the hotel, little swimming pool, like a few of the parents would, you know. They go and have a fucking swim and then they go and play like, you know, they've no
So,
excuses on that,
so
you
I
know
tell
what
you
I mean?
what's coming to me in this, which I think would be an incredible thing to do in the future. I think it's gone really, really well between yourselves. Is a future episode would be great. That'd be fantastic. And
Yeah, yeah.
I tell you what, I'm also feeling is the desire to influence, and I think in life ultimately through experience we've been influenced, we're all influenced, human beings are influenced, and
No,
sometimes the influence is not good, of course,
no,
and that's sometimes what leads us to do the things that we do, yeah, but also through that you've desired, and I've no doubt those that are viewing as well, that we want to influence, and I think through music is a massive opportunity, isn't it,
not
to,
only influence, me, I want to warn.
yeah,
That's
well said, yeah,
mainly
yeah,
the
yeah,
warning.
yeah,
No, do
well
not
said,
Yeah.
go down
yeah,
this road.
yeah.
You know, no matter how fun you think it fucking is, further down the line, you're going to come against a brick wall. You know,
That's a great message, Blue.
that's a message.
Yeah.
That's
It is
what I
blue.
tell. I tell you, raw, mate. I'll
Yeah,
show you.
yeah,
You
yeah,
know,
yeah,
talk about things some people won't talk about. And as I said to you before, sometimes my music hurts to hear, you know,
yeah, yeah, yeah.
hurts to realize you're in that bracket, you know.
I'll
So,
tell you what, Blue. Go on, sorry, right? I'll tell you what, Blue. I wish I'd have started doing my writing a long time ago. But as Ray said, it's never too late.
never.
Bro, I sit here and regret as well. I was in the band for 18 years, bro. I had a great musicians in the band and we never fucking recorded. We would, 3 of us were junkies, man, you know.
Yeah, why don't you
We were here, we're just in it for fun.
just jamming.
No, we done tours. We done, as I said, we go up and down the fucking coast to Croatia, Montenegro, Albania, Greece, for every year for 9 years in the summer, from May to fucking September, you
Right.
know? And we played gigs all the time, you know, in them days. But as I said, 3 of us would travel in a van, get stoned. The other 2 were going their own. One was a teetotaler, and the other guy was a former alcoholic that
Yeah, so
now.
we didn't want to be seen with the rest, yeah.
Well, we all came together for blues and rock, and like the lead guitarist was a rock guitarist, man. He could fucking go mental on the guitar, you know. Where the others like blues as well, and I was tied in between both. You know, I didn't
So,
mind what we played as long as we'd done it well, you know.
so
Yeah,
here
man.
we are now. Here we are now.
Yeah,
Here we are now
exactly.
through all of those journeys, and I know we'll be together again. And I want to just conclude with, because we've only got a few minutes before this particular video call ends, is let's bring it back to the football. We'll make sure all links, Portobello Blue, Little Oggy. We can even stick some Ray Coates music in. There you go. I'm
Get
throwing,
in
I'm
there.
throwing,
Get
I'm
in there,
throwing, I'm
Ray.
throwing my hat in the ring now as well. Yeah. Is results now predictions. So this will air this coming weekend. So where are we? Around about the 20th, something like that. So still, just over a week till Liverpool v Man City. So
Yeah,
we'll start with yourself, Blue, if we can.
I actually
What
think
do
it's
you
going
think
to
the
be.
result will be? What's your prediction?
I'm hoping for something like a 3-1 or 3-2. You
Sorry, is
know.
this today? Is this today? It's
Ah,
against
City,
No, no,
Liverpool,
no. This is
Liverpool
for
City.
Liverpool City. We're skipping England Ireland.
Yeah, I don't think we'll get 3 goals. Lou, I don't think we'll get 3 goals against you.
No, I know you will. We'll get 3 against you, bro.
Little Oggy, that was nasty. That was nasty. That was
No,
brilliant.
you'll get
No,
2. You'll get 2. You'll get 3.
I don't know. I'm bracing myself for the first game
I
against.
think it's either one of those games or it's going to be a 0-0. You know what I mean?
Yeah, no, I don't think. I don't think when we play Liverpool, it's never like that. I think when City's played Arsenal, and it's like a fucking game of chess. The keeper has more more of the ball
Yeah,
than
I
any
know,
other
I know,
players,
but
you
I
know.
don't think we play like that anymore, bro. I think we go for it, you
Yeah,
know?
you do. I like that. I like
You know,
that.
go
Good
for it, like,
manager.
and
Great
we are,
manager, isn't he? Great manager.
yeah, and he's great at changing things.
Yeah.
Half time and things like that. Like I hear him talking, obviously I'm on the fucking the subscription thing where you see the in club thing.
Ah,
And the
yeah.
guy,
Yeah.
he tells exactly his tactics and what he's seeing and what he
Mhm.
fucking thinks and
Yeah, he's
all that.
very brave, isn't he? He took
Yeah,
somebody off. Half time, he took somebody off early doors in the season.
oh
And
yeah, he took that kid off his centre half, man. Yeah, remember?
yeah,
Yeah, and he never
but
played again since. Well, he played,
yeah,
came on as a sub, but he never
yeah.
started since. He's on the bench.
No, he mustn't have liked to look at what he was doing. He was losing his battles. Basically, that's what I
Yeah,
said. He was losing his battles, and
yeah,
the,
yeah.
the player that came on, obviously,
Canadi.
he was winning his battles, and you ended up winning. So
Canadi has been super, man. He's been super from halfway through last season, all through this. He's been excellent, Canadi. And him and Virgil are fucking solid, you know?
yeah, yeah.
So have you predicted, Paul? Because you seem to be kind of unusually sitting on the fence a little bit.
Because I'm fucking. I hid my face the other week, didn't I? 'Cause
Yeah.
I was embarrassed. Fucking. I mean, City's lost 4 in a row. I remember Liverpool having an unbeaten record at Anfield. Yeah, I think it was only last year, but the year before, and
Yeah, yeah.
it was unbeaten for nearly a full year or something stupid.
Yeah, it was 30 odd games.
And then you lost 4 in a row.
Oh, he's open. He's open. Can you see that? Can you see
No,
that,
no,
Blue?
but it
Well, you
does
think that's going
happen.
to happen, do you?
No, no, I don't think it will now. But it was just weird how he was unbeaten at
But
Anfield.
we have, as you say, we got a few hard games coming now. You know what I mean? We got this will tell between now and Christmas if we've come through and we've only dropped 3 points or 4 points, something like that.
Yeah,
You know,
you're sitting well. You're sitting well. I think I do think with the rest of the Premier League teams now they're actually getting better. As
oh, for
in,
sure. I
Yeah.
think the competition in the Premier has always been
yeah,
very high.
as
You
in
know?
your Bournemouth, your Brightons. There's two that just beat us.
I love the way Bournemouth play. They're
Yeah, I
brave.
do.
They are
Not
brave.
Forest.
Yeah, and
Forest.
they're,
Forest,
yeah.
they're doing well.
Yeah, I like the smaller team being brave,
Yeah.
and not just hoping for one break.
Yeah,
Even Brighton have been a super club over the last few years. Some of the football they play is amazing, man.
the amount,
Consistently.
the amount of players that they've got rid of.
I know,
Wow.
bruv. And all that shit with Liverpool trying to buy them two players last year and Chelsea fucking up and then up and then up. And it was ridiculous, man. 150 million for a player.
I tell you what was
People fucking
interesting.
starving on the fucking streets, bruv.
I watched something the other day, the under 21 manager, and I can't remember his name, of Brighton. And he said essentially, because it was a topic about which, if we do this, we'll be here for the rest of the day, but about English managers, and, getting the chance for them. And he was basically saying the under 21s is kind of almost pretty much a similar setup to the full Premier League
It has to be. It has
matches,
to
which
be.
it does, doesn't it? And I
Has
think
to be.
there's a lot of managers who are doing that, and therefore, when you think of a club like Brighton and or most clubs, because they've got that structure, they've got to have that structure
Yeah,
to bring those players through to keep
Yeah,
the
yeah.
competition going and
Well,
keep
not
the
only
club
that,
going.
they must have some scouting system. I know
Yeah,
somebody grabbed a
yeah,
scout last year, but they come up with these players from South America, man, that have
yeah.
never
yeah.
been
They get them for about 8 million. They sell them for 50.
fucking buttons, man. I
I
think they give them a bag of peanuts. Man.
I think we're going to need to wind it up now, just in case. But Blue,
Bag of
can I
peanuts.
ask you? Can I ask you directly?
Yeah.
Will you come back again for a future episode?
Yeah, of course I will, man.
It'd be
Of course I
great to see you. So we'll make sure that music's shared. When it
will.
comes to the video, the episode being completed, we'll share a link with you, and if you can put that out to others as well and invite them
Yeah.
to come and subscribe to Little Oggy's YouTube channel, that'd be amazing.
Yeah, put them
And
up there. Yeah. Give me a tag, actually.
we'll do. We will do, absolutely.
Yeah,
At
put
Oh,
Little,
nice one.
at Little Oggy, yeah?
Nice one, Blue. Nice to see you, fella.
Yeah.
Yeah, you too. Nice to meet you, man.
Take
Yeah.
care. Should we do that at the end? No red cards?
Yeah.
Boom.
Fist bump.
Fist bump.
Boom.
Cheers. Take care, buddies.
Good night. Good luck.
Thank you.
Peace
See you
out,
later.
mate. Peace out.
Cheers, mate.